when they slit open somebody's wrist to drink the blood.
Yeah, it was the actual New Orleans working girl.
Yeah.
And he does it with like a silver thimble.
Yeah. And he puts the cup underneath.
Yeah.
I remember specifically, it's ingrained in my mind, when that image went across the screen, my grandmother was like, no, he can't watch this.
Oh, dang.
No, he's got to go in the other room or something.
Yeah.
So,
go play your Nintendos.
So that was my first experience with...
And that's a really good scene because at that point it shows you Louis like, I'm not going to kill this fucking girl. You know, I'm not going to kill her. And it showed, if your grandma would have let you watch it, hey, he's a good vampire. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But dude, that's crazy.
Yeah.
How old were you? 11?
No. Maybe,
9?
Maybe 6 or 7. Dude.
No way.
Yeah. That's why they were like, whoa,
Claudia. That's crazy. Definitely one of my favorite films of all time. I've had it on DVD. I've had it on VHS. I want to say I still have it on DVD somewhere. But anytime anybody talks about vampire movies, I always say it's not better than Interview with a Vampire. I'll tell you that much.
I think our time with James has run out tonight.
Okay.
Am I right?
That's correct, sir.
All right.
Yeah.
So, thank you for allowing us to patch you in and
man,
talking about this epic cult film.
Yeah, thanks, James. Like, to be honest, you surprised me that you actually seen this film more than once, dude. For reals. I don't know why.
I really like this movie. I only watched it maybe within the last. I don't know when, but the first time seeing it was recent, but not within the last year. But I'd probably say I watched it on a whim just to watch it because I've always been curious about it, and I never got a chance to actually watch it. And then when I did, I think it was probably maybe like 3 years ago, and I had watched it, and I was like, "Oh man, this is a pretty cool movie."
Yeah,
it's different.
Definitely different. Well, thank you, James.
Oh yeah, man. No, I'm always here, man.
So we shall continue on for a little bit. So you're gonna miss the Swan facts, but
do you want to do? Who's doing the next film, or is it you?
It's me.
Okay.
Yeah. All right, James.
All right, man.
Later, James.
See ya. Have a good night.
Good night, man. I say we should do Swan facts.
Swan
facts. Swan facts.
All right. You ready?
Sure. Yes.
So Oprah actually is infamous for walking out of this film during the first few minutes, stating that the film was just too sinister for her liking.
Oprah Winfrey?
Yes.
What the fuck?
And I guess they were supposed to have a segment. You know how, I don't know if they do it now, but daytime talk shows would have sometimes interviews and bring, talk about upcoming movies that are coming out or about to come out. They were supposed to have one for this one, and she refused to even acknowledge it on the show.
That's crazy because years later she was like, her and Tom Cruise are like buddies, like super buddies. Huh, I wonder if they ever talk about that. Disgusted how though? Like, I wonder what, like...
She specifically said that she just thought the tone seemed really dark and
too real,
and the gore.
Okay,
the gore bothered her.
It's because we as a society were so used to not this Dracula or this vampire who was such like we were used to him more comical.
Hokey.
Yeah,
the hokey vampire, like Fright Night.
Yeah,
or just stuff like that.
Not very real. So wow, she didn't know it was a horror film. Sorry, Oprah. Next time, Harpo.
I killed this one during the show, but in the novel, the character of Claudia is just 5 years old, but was made older for the adaptation.
Makes sense, though.
And as I said before, Claudia in the screenplay is 11, I believe, but Kirsten Dunst in reality at that time was 12.
Yeah, she can pass as like an 8 or 9-year-old in that movie.
Yeah, she's tiny. This is very interesting, actually. The 2 lead roles were almost gender swapped and would have potentially starred Cher and Angelica Houston.
What the fuck?
As Louis and Lestat.
What? No, that wouldn't have been good, dude. Not at all, dude. First of all, was this before or after Mermaid? Or, what's that one? Not Splash Splash? No, Mermaids.
I don't know.
With Winona Ryder. Her and Winona Ryder.
I don't know.
I don't think that would have been good, dude. She doesn't look like...
Well, for one thing...
a good vampire.
You have to think about... Louis is like a lord, right?
Yeah.
In the 1700s, and he has slaves.
Mm-hmm.
And back then, of course, women were oppressed. So there's no way it would be logical, as fucked up as it is for me to say this, that a woman would be that powerful to have slaves.
Yeah, to have a plantation.
Yeah, it wasn't allowed.
Is this in your Swan Facts? That plantation is actually fucking Forrest Gump's house?
I do have a Swan fact about the plantation, but
it was a real plantation as well.
Yeah. I have some Swan facts about it, but not that. So go ahead and
no, I was just gonna say, it's the actual house that they used in Forrest Gump's.
It looks like the plantation in Django Unchained, but I don't know if it's the same.
Could be.
It looks very, very identical.
Candyland?
No, the other guy.
Oh,
when they first go and he's like, "I like the way you died, boy." You know,
I forget that guy's name. Yeah,
and they go and when they're actual, how do you say? They're picking their
abduction or whatever.
They're trying to get bounty.
Yeah,
some bounties or whatever. Some people that are hiding out over there as someone else.
You could be right, dude. It's very infamous. Yeah.
Oh, going back to the middle of the show where I said I didn't want to spoil this. Your question about I wonder who else could have been Lestat.
Yes.
Daniel Day-Lewis was first cast as Lestat, but dropped out just a few weeks before filming began.
Why?
I have no idea.
That's really weird. That would have been pretty cool.
He's fucking great, right?
Yeah, that would have been pretty cool. It would have been different. It would have been, how do you say, a lot less, I guess not like theatrical dramatic.
This guy is like a thespian too.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like he can do monologues and
for sure. Fucking Gangs in New York.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I drank your milkshake.
The milkshake dude too. But yeah, it would have been it would have been a way different movie. You know, maybe they wanted him to be more of like a heartthrob. Maybe he wanted to refuse. He refused to wear that white shirt that Lestat wears.
They're like in.
Maybe he didn't want to jump the shark, like as far as getting on board in '94 for a vampire film. We, in retrospect, have to think in '94 it wasn't very popular for someone to make a vampire film with such a high budget, you know. Mm-hmm. So maybe he thought, this might be not a good, you know.
I'll go and do Last of the Mohicans instead.
Yeah, that sounds better. That's very interesting, though.
Yeah, Daniel Day-Lewis, right? Weird.
Alternate universe.
The Oak Alley plantation, located in Louisiana, as seen in the film, is actually said to be haunted in real life. I guess they had, I don't know if they still do it, but they have tours where you can go and see it. Mm-hmm. And guests have claimed to see candelabras and stuff floating by themselves from one room to the next. They've seen a ghostly figure of a woman with black hair that you can't be explained.
That's like
for more than one, more than one sighting of the same figure.
The real haunted mansion, like in fucking
yeah, right.
Disneyland.
this is maybe the most unfortunate and sad Swan fact of the evening. During the film's theatrical release, a young man actually attacked his girlfriend, stabbing her 7 times after a screening of the film, and said that the movie's themes influenced him to do so.
What? How?
She didn't die. She survived.
Oh.
But he was charged with attempted
murder. What? There's no stabbings in the movie. I can understand if he tried to drink her blood or something, but sometimes people take it too far and they blame they want to blame somebody or something.
Like Nikki from Scream 2. It's going to be airtight.
There you go. That dude.
The movies made me do it.
Yeah, exactly. So, just like they say, the music made me do it. But you know what? If someone's going to do something...
art,
Yeah, exactly. They're just going to scapegoat it. Maybe it was just famous, The guy said, that's the movie that I saw. So I'm going to blame the movie. But that's fucking unfortunate because it has nothing to do with fucking killing just females, especially stabbing. I could understand maybe Halloween, but not Interview with the Vampire.
Yeah. Odd he would say that.
Yeah.
But, that pretty much wraps up
Cool, man.
Swan Facts. Hope you enjoyed those.
What are we doing next weekend or next week?
Oh, it's a tough one, man. I was thinking maybe we should do Tales from the Hood.
To keep with the October theme in June. Would you be against or for a modern day recreation?
Trying to do the same story again?
Yes. Can't.
I mean, they could try it, but I don't see... In this case, it's like if it ain't broke, why fix it?
Yeah.
Type deal.
I feel like they would try to MTV it too much. Like they would definitely Buffy it.
Because I feel like, in a way, Queen of the Damned was like, oh, here's this, like, at that time, 2003, whenever that came out, him being a fucking rock star, and they tried to be all, hip with that one, and you could feel the difference in that one. I think that's why the Interview is so much better than Queen of the Damned. That's just my opinion, but I feel like it would be something like that.
Yeah, I get you. I feel like they would definitely go for like the heartthrobs and try to reenact it, but it would just be way over the top. I don't know if I would be able to.
If anything, I would say Anne Rice has so many vampire books that are related to this mythos that she's created, this universe. There's only 2 that they've ever tried. You know what I mean? And she's been writing them for so long. She's since been, a reborn Christian, I think, or something.
Really?
And then denounced religion again. And
oh, shit.
Yeah. Crazy. So I don't know.
Do you feel that this vampire trend craze has run its course? Because if you really think about it, it's almost like a timeless figure where you can revamp it if you wanted to.
You did not just do that, man. He went there, ladies and gentlemen.
Tip your bartender.
I'm not against vampire movies. I don't think there's been a whole lot that have come out in
recent years.
Yeah. Right?
Do you think that's because of the spoiling, and I hate to bring it up again, of the Twilight era?
Yeah. I think even those actors and that, like, that kind of
Stewart.
Yes, and Robert Pattinson, they're kind of stuck with that stigma around them, so to speak, even though they're killing it in their own right now and have grown so much from back then. But I'm saying, like,
I think it did good, and it also did bad for the vampire community.
Yeah, subgenre.
Yeah.
Right? It's kind of like, oh, vampires are just like this teeny bopper shit now.
Yeah, they kind of, exactly, they bubblegum